Hey folks, Species7 here. Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to Farm Sim 15 and the Old Streams farm. Now that we got that out of the way, it doesn't really matter. We're not going to be doing any farming today. Logging? No. Feeding the animal? No. Dunging out the well, I do think I should do that, but we're not going to. This is actually just a channel announcement. Whoa. Oh yeah, right. There's a big black thing in my farm. 46%. Man, get on with it. I have been mentioning a few times over the last couple of weeks that I'm going to be taking a wee pausey breaky to do some work on the computer. And that time, according to all indicators, is well nigh. So, things like I was having an issue a while back where Farm Sim 17 wouldn't shut off. I'd have to actually go into the task manager, and there it would be using up like 1.3 gigs of RAM and 90% of my hard disk, blah blah blah. And every single time I uninstalled and reinstalled, and I think twice it worked. And then it's back to doing it. I think one of the big issues is the fact that I do a big no-no, and I've been aware since day one, and it's now day 360. Geez, it's been pretty much a year since I moved to this computer. Can't you just hear Andy Gibb singing, "Sprayer's alive, my sprayer's alive, oh. No? Well, I can't. Anyway, so that issue is I render and record my videos to the same drive that everything else I do on. And that's kind of a no-no. Rendering software advises against it. Pretty much anything to do with that end of this sort of a thing says that no, you really need to record and render from a separate drive. You can have your rendering software on your main drive, but the idea is to not have the actual recorded video and the render on the same. I do, which means that my drive is performing, you know, it's getting like 98% usage while rendering. That's not so good because it seems to hang it up a little bit. Like I said, because I end up with, 3 minutes after I quit Farm Sim and it's still using 98% of the usability of my drive, which means I can basically do nothing. So, long story short, I have a second drive. It's only a little 260 gig, but that's considerably big enough. Like more than by a long range. Well, by about 3 times to what I actually need as a rendering drive or a recording drive. So that's going to go in. Before I do that, though, I have a most horrible offshore-made cheap power supply in my computer. Again, a horrible thing that I should never have let slide, but unfortunately circumstance, and a very slow winter of no work. It's terrible, isn't it? We haven't had any really good storms to screw things up this winter, so I haven't had much work. But, well, who the heck would leave a trailer there? Really? I tell you. So, yeah, long story short, it's taken me a little while, but I do have a new power supply now. And I got a Thermataki because I've been using Thermataki products, well, since before most of you have been using computers, probably. But, yeah, I want to replace that. I'm also going to be moving from 8 gig of RAM to 16. Now, unfortunately, my motherboard, being only a H110 chipset, has only 2 RAM slots. So, I don't have the luxury of simply buying another 8 gig, i.e. 2 4 gig sticks at some under $100 price. No. I have to actually buy 2 8 gig sticks. So, it's, yeah. And I will be doing that. Those I will be ordering tomorrow morning. I was hoping anyway, that we would get enough weather in April that we could do enough outside work that I'd be able to also pick up a video card. Didn't happen. We had a pretty poor one. So, long story short, I'm going to be shutting down my YouTube channel for a week to 10 days, starting with right after this video. Because the other thing that I'm doing, since I'm going to, after a year of usage, finally have my computer off my bench and in pieces, because replacing the power supply basically means you've got to pull pretty much everything out, except for the motherboard itself, and I'm replacing the RAM, etc. So it'll be off the bench for a day or two. I'm rebuilding my computer bench. It's a thing that I build myself, and I basically build it to the specs that I need at the time. Well, they've changed a little bit since I installed this, so I need to change that. There's also the fact that I'll usually move it around dependent on the time of year. You know, in the winter my curtains are closed all the time. It's fairly cool in the room all the time, etc. Whereas in the summer it's just the opposite. It's bright, it's warm, so I need to move to the opposite corner of the room. Anyway, more than you guys needed to know, but I thought I'd share that. So yeah, I'm also going to be rebuilding my computer bench. And half of my computer bench I'm going to be rebuilding is using stock from what is currently my home entertainment unit, which I'm also rebuilding. So, yeah, I figure a week to 10 days and I should be able to rebuild my computer bench, rebuild my home entertainment system, rebuild my computer, get back on here. I will have this saved file for this particular FS15 game. I will be keeping these save files for, I think I have the one for Kleinhau and for what I'm currently doing, Pine Cove. So I will be saving those. Beyond that, any sort of suggestions, comments, stuff you guys really like watching? Because when I relaunch the channel after this, there are going to be a few things different. So what I really need, if you've stuck out with it this long, is to let me know. What is it you guys really like watching on the channel? What sort of new stuff? You know, I notice things like Wreckfest always gets lots of views. You know, maybe I should do more of that. Anyway, let me know. And until then, though, I'm going to get this done, get it rendered before it gets too long, and I will see you guys in a week to 10 days. I'll still be online for a couple more days at least until my RAM actually arrives. Like I said, I'm ordering it tomorrow morning, so, you know, 4 or 5 days, and the lovely lady from the exotic Amazon will be here and deliver that. Till we meet again, everybody take care of each other. Remember to like the video, watch stuff you haven't seen yet, and we'll see you back here in a little while. Take care of each other, folks. Ciao for now.